talk of salvation.
So I was born in India, grew up there mostly, and also grew up in Nigeria, where my dad actually was a MD of a record label company of a Yoruba music artist, which is probably where my love of music worldwide was fostered. I learned the piano there, and then grew up for the rest of my school age in India, but also in the US, and lived in South Africa, and now do live in Kenya. I've been blessed with so many influences of music: Indian, Western, African, jazz, and that is probably what has influenced my music.
I need grace.
The first time I fell in love with jazz was probably when I was still quite young, when I listened to old LP records of musicians that are from the 50s and the 60s, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra, Cole Porter, George Gershwin. I just loved the music. It was music that had a lot of soul and a lot of poetry and a lot of meaning, and it was slow, soulful, beautiful music.
I need grace. 'Cause I am human. I need grace.
So my parents did listen to a lot of music. I wouldn't say they listened to jazz music, although I was exposed to a lot of music because of my dad, who was a lover of music and also an MD of a record label company in Nigeria. So we were exposed to a wide variety of music. But it was actually because of my music teacher, and she in South India, and so she taught me. She taught me a wide variety of genres, from classical to jazz. And I just listened to a lot of music in the movies that were also jazz music, and came to love and learn about it more.
I need grace. Pick myself
Ooh, that's hard. If I had to describe my musical style and sound, it would be soulful, and about deep issues. So I don't like to sing about things that are just superficial. I'd like to sing about songs of love, loss, and other people, and really emotional things that are sometimes hard to express in words alone.
I need your grace.
Yes, I definitely draw inspiration from my experiences. So I play the piano and I sing, and I love singing and jamming on the piano. So that is my favorite by far.
Of this misery, I need grace. 'Cause I am human.
So I love a lot of the songs that I've written, and they're usually for other people and evoked by emotions or emotions that I feel for other people. But I would say the song that I'm proudest of is the song Be the Moon. It was written 2 days after my dad passed away, and it was a very deeply emotional song because I was feeling obviously incredibly sad at the moment, but also deeply aware that people don't leave and that they are around always. Like the moon, it goes away and it disappears, but always both has a power over you, but comes back in forms that you may not always see and remember and see and think of. So my album is called Lost for many reasons. First, it's a play on words. It's both about being lost and having lost people. So in 2021, I lost a lot of loved ones, two really good friends of mine, and then my dad. And it happened within about 6 to 9 months. And music was a way out of that period of loss. And I was also feeling lost at the time. So it was both having lost people, but feeling lost. And for me, it was about capturing the moment, about the deep emotional loss that I was feeling at the time. And that music really saved me. And I was able to express myself, but also find my way out of grief because of that, of music, of writing music and singing the songs that I composed.
Liberation, freedom from this place.
I would say, okay, it's probably my favorite venue, and it is a bit strange, I guess, was Cheche Bookshop in Nairobi. Firstly, I love the bookshop. It's a beautiful bookshop. It's small. You're surrounded by incredible books by different authors, Black feminist authors, and people who have really strong stories to tell. But It's a tiny venue, but it's filled with great ideas and people who have a lot of soul. I really loved that performance, performed under Palestinian flag and with some of my dear friends in the audience, including my mom. And so it was a very special performance for me.
'Cause I am human, I need grace.
So I usually compose, it's weird. It's kind of, sometimes songs strike me in the strangest places. I am either in a plane or in line. Some of my best songs have actually been in the immigration queue at Nyayo House. So, and it sometimes strikes me just that the words and the melody come usually at the same time. They come in accompaniment. So I usually write music first and then the words, but usually they come at the same time. And I write them, I kind of record them on my phone, and then I come back to the piano and then fully flesh them out. But words are very important to me. So the music is great, but the words are really, really important. So I usually spend a lot of time writing the words for the songs.
From this place I need grace. 'Cause I am human.
So I usually love performing with other people, and I usually write the music first and we jam and create the whole interpretation of it. So while I write the music, the band makes it come to life. So I perform a lot with the Jazztified, with Tim, with Ben, with George, Possum, at Gecko and other places, at Ndemi Place. I've also performed with McKinley. I've written a song, though, with David Kimanthi. It's an Afro House version of a song of mine called Grace. And he really understood what I wanted with that, and he made it come to life. Working on a couple of other collaborations, potentially with reggae and rap artists as well, which are in the works. But it really depends on people who understand my music and get the music. There's so many great artists, and so it's about understanding people who can work collaboratively together, to make something new.
Lying that I will be fine, need grace.
So I'm really proud that my first EP has been up for nomination for several awards in the International Singer-Songwriter Awards. Songwriter of the Year, Song of the Year, Emerging Artist, Vocalist of the Year. But it would not have been possible without so many people. So I just want to also say thank you, firstly, to everyone who's voted so far, but also to people who encouraged me to make this happen. Firstly, Sarah Mitaru and David Kimanthi, my original managers and producers. My original band, Robert Oyuga, Timur Yungu, Mike, Kevin, and Ken Nyaga. They're just incredible people who have made all of this come to life. The many musicians I've worked with since then. Also my sister, who has been a huge inspiration and encouraged me to apply for these awards, Charu. My parents, really, who have said to me, and importantly my dad, who said to me never to stop singing. But there's so many people who I really have to thank, because this is not a single endeavor and it's not just about me, it's about other people. So I'm really grateful that I'm able to be part of these awards, and I hope you'll consider voting for me. So I've performed in a lot of places in Nairobi, in a couple of places in Kenya, but also in South Africa, in Rwanda, in India, several cities in India, Bangalore, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai. I've performed in the United States. I'm actually really excited to perform with my sister in July at a couple of special venues in India, in 2 jazz clubs in Delhi and at the Royal Opera House in Mumbai. So yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm lucky to perform where people just are excited about the music, and it is about just connecting with people and having a great time. So I write a lot of music. I write music almost every week, and I have written probably more than 20 songs that I have not recorded, but so I'm trying to perform a little bit, but also make the time to record. So I am working on my next album and thinking of which songs I need to record on the album. It will take time, because I do want to sort of, make it a really solid piece of work. But right now I'm just enjoying the moment and performing with artists that I love and in spaces that I love. And I'm really looking forward to doing a tour of India with my sister very soon, in July, and performing in some really exciting venues.